The blue confetti was still floating in the air. Her mother was crying tears of joy. Sarah was beaming, holding her belly. I tapped my glass with a spoon to make a toast. I looked my wife dead in the eyes, smiled, and said, "I'd like to propose a toast to Sarah and her boss, Mark, because according to this paternity test, he's the real father." The silence that followed was louder than any scream. I never thought I would be the guy posting here. You listen to these stories while driving to work and think, that's crazy, but it would never happen to me. We were the perfect couple, high school sweethearts, married for 8 years. We were trying for a baby for the last 2. My wife, let's call her Sarah, 32F, works in marketing. I, 34M, work in logistics. Sarah recently got a promotion, which meant she was working late a lot. She was spending a lot of time with her department head. Mark, I wasn't jealous. I trusted her. Mark was older, married, and had kids. I've met him. He seemed like a decent guy. 3 months ago, Sarah came home crying tears of joy. She handed me a pregnancy test. Positive? We were ecstatic. We cried, we hugged, we called our parents. It was the happiest moment of my life. 2 weeks later, the cracks started to show. I was looking for an old tax document on our shared iPad. Sarah usually uses it, but I needed a PDF from the cloud. As I was scrolling, a message popped up at the top of the screen. It was from Mark. It didn't show the text, just image sent. Curiosity got the better of me. I clicked it. It was an ultrasound picture. At first I smiled. She sent it to her boss? That's weird, but maybe they are close friends. But then I scrolled up and what I read made my blood run cold. I read the first message from Mark. He asked, "He doesn't suspect anything?" Sarah had replied, "No, he's over the moon. He thinks it's his miracle baby." My stomach dropped as I read Mark's response. "We need to figure this out before the due date. My wife will kill me." But the dagger to the heart was Sarah's final reply. She wrote, "I love you, Mark. We'll make it work. I just need his insurance and support for the first few months, then I'll file for divorce once the baby is here." My world stopped. I didn't scream. I didn't throw the iPad. I just sat there, freezing cold. The baby wasn't a miracle, it was Mark's. And my wife, the woman I've loved since I was 16, was planning to use me as a walking wallet and health insurance policy before dumping me. I took screenshots of everything. I exported the chat history. Then, I put the iPad back exactly where it was. I walked into the kitchen where she was cooking. She smiled at me and asked, "Hungry, babe?" I looked at her, fighting the urge to vomit, and said, "Starving." That night, I didn't sleep. Formulated a plan. I wasn't going to leave immediately. If I confronted her now, she'd spin the narrative. She'd tell everyone I was abusive or paranoid. Number one, I needed to nuke her reputation so thoroughly that she could never spin it. The next 2 months were torture. I had to play the doting husband. I went to the first ultrasound. I held her hand. I watched Mark's baby on the monitor. The doctor asked about family history, and I had to lie there and nod while Sarah lied through her teeth. I hired a lawyer immediately. I showed him the screenshots. He told me that in our state, if a child is born during the marriage, the husband is automatically the legal father unless contested immediately. We needed irrefutable proof. I managed to get a prenatal paternity test done. It wasn't easy. I told Sarah my insurance required a specialized genetic screening for hereditary diseases because of a heart condition in my family. A complete lie. She bought it. The results came back 99.9% probability. Excluded. I was not the father. My lawyer drafted the divorce petition. We also prepared a lawsuit against Mark for alienation of affection. My state is one of the few that still has this, thank God. But the legal victory wasn't enough. I wanted them to feel the humiliation I felt. Sarah was obsessed with having a gender reveal and baby shower combined. She invited everyone. Her family, my family, our friends, and, of course, her work colleagues, including Mark and his wife. This was the target. I paid for everything. I hired the caterer. I rented the venue. I wanted it to be perfect. Sarah told me, "You're being so supportive. I don't deserve you." I thought, "You're right. You don't." I also did some digging on Mark. Mark's wife, Linda, comes from money. She is the reason Mark has his career. If Linda found out, Mark wouldn't just be divorced, he'd be destitute. I printed 3 copies of a portfolio. The text messages, the paternity test results, timestamps of when she was working late matching up with Mark's credit card receipts at hotels. My PI was worth every penny. Posted 2 weeks later. The day of the shower arrived last Saturday. There were about 60 people there. A nice garden venue. There was a big arch of balloons. A boy or girl cake. Mark was there, looking smug. He shook my hand. He actually looked me in the eye and said, "Congrats, man. Fatherhood changes you." It took every ounce of self-control not to break his jaw right there. Linda, Mark's wife, was there too, looking bored but polite. My parents were so happy, holding Grandma and Grandpa mugs. That part hurt the most. Knowing I was about to break their hearts, we ate lunch, we played the stupid games. Then, it was time for the reveal and speeches. Sarah stood up. She looked beautiful, I can't deny that, which made the evil inside her even more terrifying. She thanked everyone. She rubbed her belly. "And now," she said, handing me the microphone, "my amazing husband has a few words before we cut the cake." I took the mic. I stood on the small stage. The room went quiet. "Thank you all for coming," I started. My voice was steady. "Sarah and I have been together a long time. We value honesty above all else." I looked at Sarah. She was smiling. "Actually, speaking of honesty," I continued, reaching into my jacket pocket, "we decided to do something a little different for the reveal. Instead of blue or pink inside the cake, I have an envelope." Sarah looked confused. This wasn't in the script. "Inside this envelope is the most important detail about this child." I opened it slowly. "It's a boy." People started clapping. "Wait, hold your applause," I said, cutting them off. "Because there is another detail here. It's a boy and his father is in this room." Sarah's face went pale. The room went deadly silent. "Mark," I pointed directly at him. "Stand up." Mark froze. He looked like a deer in headlights. "According to this DNA test," I read from the paper, "I am excluded. But since Sarah and Mark have been sleeping together at the Motel 6 on I-95 every Thursday for the last 6 months, well, the math is pretty easy." The sound in that room was indescribable. It was a mix of gasps and a low murmur of shock. Sarah lunged for me. "Stop it, he's crazy, he's lying." I sidestepped her. "I have copies of the text messages where you plan to steal my money and leave me. On the table by the exit. Please, feel free to take one as a party favor." I looked at Linda. She was staring at her husband with a look that could kill. Mark was trying to stammer something out, but Linda just stood up, threw her wine in his face, and walked out. I dropped the mic, literally. I walked off the stage, grabbed the folder of divorce papers from my bag, tossed them onto Sarah's lap, where she had collapsed in a chair crying, and walked toward the exit. My mom tried to stop me, looking confused and terrified. I just hugged her and said, "I'll explain at home, let's go." As we drove away, I saw Sarah's dad screaming at Mark in the parking lot. It was glorious. Posted 3 days ago. It's been a week since the shower. The fallout has been nuclear. First, the divorce. Sarah has been blowing up my phone. I blocked her everywhere. My lawyer is handling everything because of the alienation of affection and the proof of adultery. She isn't getting a dime of alimony. I'm keeping the house because I bought it before we were married. She has 30 days to vacate, but she's currently staying at her parents'. Second, the job. Linda didn't just leave Mark. She scorched the earth. It turns out Linda's father owns the company Mark and Sarah work for. Yes, you read that right. I received a text from a former coworker yesterday. Both Mark and Sarah were fired for gross misconduct and violating company ethics policies regarding fraternization. Sarah lost her promotion, her job, and her maternity leave benefits all in one day. Third, the family. Sarah's parents came over to my house yesterday. They looked defeated. Her dad apologized to me. He said they had no idea. They told me they aren't going to kick Sarah out because she is pregnant, but they are extremely disappointed and have cut her off financially other than basic food and shelter. And Mark? Mark is ruined. Linda filed for divorce and froze their joint assets. He's living in a short-term rental apartment. He tried to contact me to talk man to man. I told my lawyer to send him a cease and desist. I am currently sitting in my empty, quiet house. It's lonely. I'm not going to lie, it hurts. I mourn the life I thought I had. I mourn the child I thought was mine. But I sleep peacefully knowing I didn't let them make a fool of me. Posted today. I didn't think I'd update again, but something happened today that gave me the closure I needed. I was at the grocery store and I ran into Sarah. She looks terrible. She's about 7 months pregnant now. She saw me and tried to corner me in the cereal aisle. She started crying, making a scene. How could you do that to me? You humiliated me in front of everyone. You ruined my life. I looked at her and felt nothing. No anger, no love, just pity. I said, Sarah, you plotted to make me raise another man's child. You plotted to divorce me and take my money. I didn't ruin your life. You planted the landmines. I just stepped off the trigger. She screamed, but what about the baby? He needs a father. He has one, I said. His name is Mark. I hear he's living in a studio apartment downtown. Go ask him. I walked away and finished my shopping. I'm selling the house next month. Too many memories. I'm moving to a new city to start a new job. I've started therapy. It's going to be a long road to trust anyone again, but I'm free. To anyone reading this who has that gut feeling that something is wrong, check the iPad.
Man, that was a heavy one. If you enjoyed this story, do me a favor. Scroll down and hit that subscribe button for Reddit Relator. We drop new videos every single day, and trust me, you don't want to miss tomorrow's upload. It's even crazier than this one. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.